Hey Christy and Dan's Allison from Curio Design Studio, and this is the project walkthrough for the living room in your new home. So I'm going to start out with the plan view here just so you can kind of see how the furniture lays out in the space. Down here is basically the entrance in from your front door down here, and then this is the wall that is shared with your kitchen with the pass-through. So basically I've oriented the furniture around the fireplace and really just tried to give you some functional zones as well as a really cozy area that's conducive for conversation. I know you have a TV room downstairs, so we're keeping this a little bit more along the lines of a formal diner or formal living room as far as the function, but I wanted to make it feel young and fun and modern and not so formal so that people do feel, welcome to come sit down and hang out in here after, maybe you've had dinner and having a couple drinks in here. So this is the sofa you selected from Thrive. I selected a darker granite colored fabric for it, and then I went with the area rug that was a favorite of Dan's. I just think it gives a nice contrast to some of the mid-century pieces that we have in the room and kind of just makes it feel really eclectic and kind of like a gathered over time look. And then in front of the windows here, we just have a couple accent chairs. I know you were loving the orange accent chairs, so just placing those for a little conversation group here with a mid-century style lamp and a small little metallic table. I am suggesting 2 coffee tables, which is a little different, but you have a really long, large space, and just having 1 coffee table right here kind of makes everything feel a little bit lopsided. So this allows for some of that floor space to get eaten up, and then people can reach the coffee table from both the sofa as well as the chairs, and then we still have room to pop a couple ottomans so that these can be pulled over to somebody sitting in this chair that wants to kick their feet up, or somebody sitting over here that wants to kick their feet up, or even if you just have a couple extra people, these are great for just alternate seating zones as well. So I did divide the space into a couple little areas. So along this back wall, if you're looking from the fireplace, I kind of created this as the accent wall to balance out the focal point of the fireplace. So just incorporating a fun pop of color that ties together the color that we have in the rug, and again kind of gives you that contrast between something that's maybe a little bit more traditional, like the pattern in the rug, but then bringing out the modern aspects of it, this mid-century furniture and this bright colored wall. So this is kind of just like a little workstation or a laptop touchdown point. I know a lot of times people have home offices, but our computers and our tablets and everything are so mobile. So I think it's great to have like a designated space for that to live in your family room, so that you can just pop down here and do your bills or something while you're cooking, and it just kind of gives that designated area. And this is accented by a fun gallery wall that kind of ties together the color scheme that we have going on with that teal and the orange and that modern and geometric patterns. And then I'm also just suggesting some really cool vintage scissor arm wall mounted sconces here, which are just don't have to be hardwired, although I believe they can if you wanted to, but they could also just plug into the plug that's along this wall. So that just really makes this wall feel a bit more interesting and kind of anchors down the space through light. This wall's a little bit funny because you have that big pass through into your kitchen. So I wanted to create kind of a seating zone in this area that kind of function as its own little area without disrupting the traffic flow. So putting something here really makes this whole area tight to get into. So this is kind of your main flow into the seating zone. So that's why there's an opening here. But in this corner, I'm just suggesting a leather chair. So to give you a contrast in materials, a little bit of contrast in the shape, it's a little bit more traditional than mid-century. And then suggesting just a little storage unit here, which is one of these apothecary style, drawer style console tables. And again, it's more of a modern concept, but maybe the wood tone's a little bit darker, so it feels a little bit more traditional. But combined with some of these other elements like these wall hexagons, it really makes a nice eclectic kind of gathered feel. I'm just suggesting a large, simple metal wall mirror over this console table, a modern kind of swing arm table lamp, and then these wall shelves that will help make this off-balanced wall feel a little bit balanced. So with this big opening that's not on the center of the wall, it kind of becomes tricky with what to do in this space. So center the mirror over this console table, and then using these octagon wall shelves, we can kind of create an interesting textural pattern on this wall that it's a bit asymmetrical, but it makes the whole space feel a little bit more visually balanced by having this kind of draw your eye over into the corner without having to put a ton of stuff onto this wall. So that's pretty much it for the overview. There's a lot more information in your design package as far as the actual pictures of the product and everything regarding the styling for your sunroom and your entryway. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope you like it. Talk to you soon.